comic tonight. Do I accept the nod as noise? Is that okay? There it is. All right. We have an awesome show tonight. And your first comic has survived a lot of fucking shit. And I'm super stoked she's here. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Whitney Russell.
Alright, this is my male escort, Connor. He's all dressed up for this occasion.
Yeah!
Nowhere to go besides my house later. How's everybody doing on this wild Saturday? I don't know about you guys, but I slept the fuck in. I was like, no one's waking me up. Not even my mom, who texts me 5,000 times a day. Yeah. So by a show of hands, who here has gotten broken up with over a text? Anyone? There's like 4 people, really? 5? It's getting a little bit, yeah, a little bit more ballsy. I get it. You're like, maybe. Yeah, that probably happened when you were a teenager, right?
I wish.
Yeah. No. Well, I got broken up with this week over a text message. Yeah. It's a little rough, right? I'm sorry, I just... So I got broken up with, over a text message. And it's funny because he was in high school when I was conceived. So I expected a little bit more from him, right? Yeah. I don't know if I was just so intimidating, with like my big muscles. I was like, is the bathroom that way? So maybe he was just really scared of me, right? Or if I was just so sexy that he didn't want to speak to me in person. Like I'd just show up to his house in lingerie and be like, what do you want to speak about today, Daddy? Right? Yeah. But yeah, I think his teenage boy helped him write that text message, right? Like they often do. Mostly because he was like, will I see you in class tomorrow? And I was like, what? That's weird. How old do you think I am, sir? So I did get numbing spray though to put on his private parts, right? We didn't use that. So I put it on my heart instead. Yeah, numbed it up a little bit. I'm just kidding. I'm dead inside. And we only dated for 2 months, so. But speaking of dicks, so has anyone ever heard of Clone a Willy? Anyone? So do I go to the sex shop a lot then? Is that what's going on here? So so they have a thing called Clone a Willy. And it's where you can just make a dildo out of whoever you want, one night stand or, your boyfriend, hopefully at the time. But what if you did that over every single person you've been with, right? It's a lot of fucking dildos. Maybe, I don't know. It depends. It's a lot of dildos for me. So how awkward would that be, though? Like, it sounds like a good concept until you guys break up, right? And then you got like a closet full of willies. And you're like, oh, fuck, this is awkward. So then, like, picture this. You have a new guy, you got a new boyfriend, right? And things are going great. But then you get in your first fight when he comes over and you're like, don't fucking make me use Big Bob, Big Dick Bob, okay? He can please me a lot better than you do. Or what if it's going good and you're like, hey, do you like getting pegged or what? Do you guys like getting pegged? And then he's like, yeah, why not? Okay. And then you're like, well, do you want you open your closet full of willies, right? And you're like, what do you want? I got all the shapes and sizes. I got blue, pink, whatever color you want. I'm like, do you want you're thinking more like Big Dick Bob, or are you thinking more like Tiny Tim? And then he leaves, later, limping. Guess he liked that Big Dick Bob. Yeah, okay. So I don't know if you girls have had this happen, but I've had this happen a lot. I'm kind of a little bi-curious, right? And that's most women, because women are hotter than men. Yeah? Yeah, it's true. But anytime I bring it up with a boyfriend I'm dating, I'm like, yeah, kind of curious, whatever. And they're like, oh, well, maybe we should have a threesome. I think that'll help. And I'm like, no, it's not gonna help. I want this to be for me, sir. I'm like, how about we have a twosome and you're not the fuck in it? That sounds great to me, right? You can listen outside the door, right? You can be eating a taco. And I'll also eat a taco on the inside. If you're curious, I meant a vagina. I'll be eating a vagina while he's listening. And then I break up with him because I realize women are better. That's whatever. You guys are fun. I don't know, I've talked a lot about dicks tonight and sex and stuff, so I guess I'll change subjects. Has anyone ever been in a hostage situation? No? You have? Is it right now? I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. So back in 2017, I was in your girl right here, she got herself in a little hostage situation, right? I was working at a place, we're not gonna name it. It was called Vitamin World. They're closed down anyway, so who gives a fuck? But this guy came in, and I thought he was on, all jacked up off of pre-workout. But it turns out he was just all jacked up on meth. So, and he came in and he was talking about how depressed he was, and he's like, "You got some vitamins for me?" I was like, "Well, we got St. John's wort, we got happy pills, or you can just have sex with me." None of those options worked. So yeah, we were talking, hanging out, like I do at a Vitamin World, And so then this other customer comes in at the time, so I go to help her, right? And she leaves, and I see that the guy's in the back room with my coworker. I'm like, that's kind of weird. You're not supposed to be there, sir. So I went over there like the badass bitch that I am to go protect him, right? With my massive arms, super intimidating. So I go over there, and it was all regular conversation, and then it just got a little weird. And he's like, "Hey guys, can you guys hide me from the cops? Please?" He was a very polite hostage person. Thing. We go, "No, sorry, sir, but that's not our job description." And then he decides to ask again. We're like, "Oh no, sorry, yeah, we just got a pay raise. We'll hide you from the cops." Yeah. I think that was on my application. Yeah, it said, "Oh, can you hide someone from the cops?" "Sure." Check. And then it just got really weird. And he looked at me and he was like, "Hey, do you want to go to the bathroom with me?" And I was like, "No, I don't even go to the bathroom with guys that I like." Unless they're eating tacos. Anyway, so we're in the bathroom together. Gave in. And he's holding me really tight on a toilet, like we were just sitting there on a toilet, and he's holding me really tight. He's got this grip on me. And then I realized that I'm really into that. Like, I like that kinky shit, right? I should have brought a clone of Willie with me, actually. That would have been fun. He'd probably run off really quickly after that, right? This girl's crazy. So we're sitting here, and I figured, you know, with the hostage situation, I had all the time to get to know him better. So I was like, what's the craziest situation you've ever been in? Because I'm pretty sure this is mine. And then I'm like, are your eyes hazel? What's your favorite movie? Do you have no teeth? I really like that in a man. You're really sexy. And he's like, and then I could tell he quite wasn't feeling that fierce connection that I was, right? So he just opens the door slightly and he looks at the cops out there and he's like, help me. This crazy bitch is holding me for hostage. So they finally got in there, you know, and they started tasing away. But I realized, you know, that he wasn't letting me go. And I was like, maybe he does love me. Someone loves me. I'm so excited. I should have brought my clone of Willie to show him. And so, yeah, he wasn't letting me go. No matter how much they were tasing him, you know, my heart started to flutter. And I don't know if that was from him or the tase gun. So they finally give him away from me, right? And we're outside, and he's getting handcuffed. And I stared at him, and I was like, you know, when you get out of prison, give me a call. And then I blew him a kiss. I don't blow people on the first date. I think this was a first date, right? Maybe I read the signs wrong. I really like red flags. I don't know if I added that. I try to paint them pink. You know, it doesn't work. And my work asked me. They provided free therapy if I needed it, right? And I was like, I don't need it. You know, I think I came back better from that situation. But my husband at the time, he needed it because he's a fucking dick. Yeah. Anybody been married before? Are you still married? Right? Exactly. That's not a good idea. Yeah. Oh, I think that, like, you were married for 2 weeks. I was like, oh, wow, that is a very small amount of time. Okay, so enough with that. So my mom's hair got caught on fire, right? That was weird. We were in my car. It had the new car smell. You know, I just got it at the ripe age of 18. And she had been drinking a lot of vodka that day, a lot. And she has super curly hair, right? So she'd always put a mass amount of hairspray in it. And so she was in the passenger side with me, and she just decides to light up a cigarette, right? So I just see in the corner, I just see my mom's hair catching on fire, and I was like, but before I even see it, I just see her go, or I just hear her go, like she's gonna freak out. And so I start beating her, you know, to death. And I already had the fire out, right, as I was hitting her. But, you know, I just got a little angry, and I was like, this is for when you let me drink chocolate milk at the age of 5, and after I brushed my teeth. I liked it at the time, but now my teeth are all fucked up. And this is for when you got rid of every single animal I had after 1 week, which led me to commitment issues, yeah. So she had a black eye, and I don't know if that was from me or the fire. But listen, if I was a pyro, I would be I'd be roasting marshmallows on her head. You know, but the whole time, this is all she said. She goes, oh my God, you are so brave. Like, you should be a firefighter. That was the most brave thing I've seen. And then she also was like, you didn't even worry about your car. You just worried about my head catching on fire. Yeah, she's a special lady. Anyways, I'm gonna get off of here. I hope you guys have a great time. My name is Whitney Russell. It's the first time I've ever introduced myself. Usually I forget, but that's my name. So.
Whitney Russell, everybody! And Daddy Hump #1.